What it do, man. Work don't stop, man. Work don't stop, man. We bringing you this late night segment, man. This late night EP, man. A special exclusive EP, man. It's an honor, man. I'm in the room right now, man, with one of my cats, man. We go back, man, way back, like 40 years, man, plus, man, in the game. It's an honor to represent, man, and introduce my homie, you feel me? A real double OG like myself, representing the east side of Compton, LUDERS Park PIRU, you feel me? Shout out to my real LPPs out there. Shout out to the nuns off top, straight up. Again, like I always say, you can't talk LUDERS Park PIRU without talking about the nuns, man. China Dog, man, Cynthia Nun, you know, and the list goes on. I can just name the whole entire family, man. But you can't talk PIRU without giving the nuns they props, man. And this is one of my homies who grew up with the nuns, side by side, like kids like me in the projects. I grew up with him, you know what I mean, from the streets and the system as well, coming from out the projects all the way to LUDERS Park. So it is my pleasure, feel me, to bring my homie in, Big Ace, Double OG Ace from LUDERS Park, to do this special exclusive segment. Nobody has these stories, these livelihoods online. You won't find them nowhere. So he's giving the honor to me, and me giving it back to him as well as us being homies. And we're gonna talk about some real exclusive stuff tonight, man. Some exciting shit, man, to those out there who wished they could have done certain things that this man has encountered, or wish I can do it, but just don't have the heart, the fulfilling heart to do it. So y'all stay tuned, man. I'm your host, Nino Cappucino. You're live, R.O.E. We're live in Arlington, Texas, Dallas, Texas, fucking Austin, Texas, San Antonio, man. We here, man. Texas campaign period, man. I'm live right now in the Hilton, man. R.O.E. 2021, man. Get ready. Go push that like, subscribe button, man. Tell a friend and tell a friend. Gloria, come on and play. Listen, man. I got Ace Boogie in the building, man. Ace, how you doing, homie?
Oh, man.
You already know we got to start off by love,
great,
man.
bro.
Since I'm not in the penthouse right now, we can't swipe the chessboard, you feel me?
Yeah,
so,
I'm great.
But that's okay, though, man. I got Ace Boogie in the building, man. How you doing, man?
I'm good, man.
That's what's up, man.
Super.
Tell the people out there in TV land who you are first. Give them a formal introduction, man. You know, you can even go from past to former past to now. Because I need them to know who that characteristic is who we're about to talk about.
Okay. Yeah, my name is Big Ace. I come up out of Compton, California, representing LUDERS Park, PIRU. Basically, you know, I did a long ride in prison. You know, I come up in Compton.
So was you born and raised in Compton?
I was born and raised in Compton.
Born and raised in Compton. So you're native of Compton.
A native of Compton.
What school did you go to in Compton?
I went to Whaley.
Whaley.
Junior high. I went to Colin P. Kelly Elementary.
Colin P. Kelly.
It's set right there, like kind of on the south side right there.
Okay.
Across the Landra.
Mm-hmm. And then you went on from school to, did you actually drop out of high school, or did you, like the typical black African American men in Los Angeles, just in America, period, end up in the system, like YA, CYA camps, or what was it?
You know, actually I made it to like, it's about the 9th grade, and
which would be junior high school.
Yeah, I made it to about the 9th grade, and man, I started my journey inside, you know, juvenile hall, and worked my way up through that shit, man, and ended up from juvenile hall, I ended up in
the YA.
Yeah, going Norwalk Receptionist Center, and and from there I was designated at El Paso Locals.
El Paso.
YA.
Wow. Okay, since you spoke on Paso, it kind of like just hit me with a flashback. Let's go back. Let's go back to the year. I'm gonna say it was 1979, 80. Yes, it was. No, it was 80. It was 1980, 81. Pastor D. Robles, you and I was on the yard together as well. Feel me? A couple of more other hitters, riders. You know what I mean? Let's go on. Like we said, we was on the yard with hitters. I want you to express to TV Land and tell TV Land about that day we walking on the yard and we interacting. We coming and going because, you know, we in separate dormitories, separate barracks, and you was just coming off the yard. with Big Rick Rock from Gray Street. You know what I mean? The original Rick Rock. It's two Rick Rocks. Rick Rock from Gray and then Ricky Reynolds, right? And you was coming off the yard from the rock pile buffing. And I remember, man, back then, you getting into a fight, altercation, because we was on the other side. Because when the bells went off, you already know how we do. We finna move. And at that time, again, we young moves and we're outnumbered. You know what I'm saying? So it's like 15 to 20 to 1 in each dormitory that we at as far as blood. So we were spread it in different barracks, but it was only like 3 of us here. The biggest dorm we had was Cayucas. That's where all the homies was, basically. That's where a lot of us used to try to get when we came there. Talk about that incident, man. Chelan, there we go. Talk about that incident, Big Ace.
Me and Rick Rock, we got cool in juvenile hall. Yeah, he took a liking to me, I took a liking to him.
Tell him specifically what Rick Rock we talking about from
Rick Rock was from Gray Street, Ricky Moore's. The big old mole right above his eye, long ass braids. Cool fly ass nigga. And we got cool in juvenile hall. And I remember moms used to come see me like on the Sundays. You know, they had the peacocks.
Right, the peacocks, the birds who we used to eat.
Yeah, and she would come see me on Sundays, and she would bring me like candy and shit, you know. So the next morning, I remember the next morning, we was getting ready to, the unit was getting ready to move out in formation to school.
Right.
But the door hadn't opened yet. And we just standing there, and this cat say, not Rick Rock, another dude, because me and Rick Rock was cool. This cat say, hey cuz, give me some of that candy that bitch brought you yesterday. I'll fire this shit up. Man, I'll fire this shit up. Went to the hole, and then I end up, while I was in the hole, I'm thinking, I'm like dreaming or something, man, and I hear, send sample for CYA. So I caught the chain from there.
But that wasn't
to El Paso. I'm finna get there.
Oh, okay. I was about to say the other incident.
So when I get to Paso Robles, Rick Rock was up there. And so we just happened to have the same gym period. So we go lift weights. But on this particular day, we was leaving the gym, walking the trade line. As we leaving the gym, it's a gang of homies coming to the gym for their period. Crips, Bloods, we just in passing. And all of a sudden, everything just come to like a stop. And, you know, baby boy, he throwing up his shit, man. And I'm like, man. So I see Rat Dog.
So let's pause for a second, because I need TV Land to understand the dynamics of the storyline that we're giving them. So what he's saying when we go on the trade line, that's mean it's like cattle. We're coming and going to and forth. You got cats going to work. You got cats going to school. You know what I'm saying? You got cats going to trade tech school. You got cats that's going to visits. You know what I'm saying? So they coming and going. So at this time, it's during the daylight time when there's a lot of movement. So we're moving, like you say, cats going in the gym, come out of the gym. We actually were going to Chow, I believe. Our quad was going to Chow and transition to this. And so during this course of time, when he say, you know, certain homies, when we see each other, it's mandatory to give it up. That means that way you showing your heart, no matter if you the only blood on that goddamn dormitory quad. The Crips better know you're a blood, and we better know you over there fighting and getting in fights with niggas, because that's the only way you're gonna stay over there, or you're gonna get rolled up. And that's what we call rolled up, and rolled up is PC. So that's a no-no. So this is what he mean by in passing. When we see each other, we give it up, we throw it up, boom, bam, bam. You gotta get up set, Brim, Swans, you know what I mean, neighborhoods, whatever you from, we give it up. So that's what he mean by that, TV Land. So moving along, now we on the main line, because I'm remembering this distinctively. We online and going and passing, and then what happened would take place.
Okay, then you know, some back and forth verbal shit got started, you know, right then and there. Everybody was coming to a stop.
You were speaking on Willie Dog though, you seen Rat
Yeah,
Dog.
so I seen Rat, he was in passing too. I was like, Bounty Hunter Rat, man, get that shit right over there at your unit, man. What's going on? Because the cats was in his unit.
In his unit.
And so they heard me say that, so everything like really came to a stop. And so Joe from Main Street, he was like, oh man, he said, it's Main Street Joe, nigga, Crip. I was like, man, do this part, motherfucker. Boom! I bombed on it. I think really this shit got started really with Baby Boy ass. Cause he was, you know how he was. But anyway, I fired on him, split his shit up. They come gaffle me, take me to Cambridge. Was that the hole?
Yeah, Cambridge, yeah.
Yeah, in the hole, it's like they put you in that motherfucker. It was my first time over that thing. They put you in there, a little cell. They close the door, then they close another door, and it's still latched. Clack!
Yeah, because it's sealed.
Big ass steel latch come all the way over, and they put a lock on that motherfucker.
Yeah, it's sealed for, you know how cats be hollering and crying and fuck you and cussing out the seal. So it seals all that up.
So I was in that motherfucker, man, and the unit manager was a short white cat. Old white cat used to always have half a cigar in his mouth. I hear him unlatching that shit. Clack, 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 clack. He walking that motherfucker. He said, your temper, your attitude is gonna get you killed. So I end up getting out behind that, and once I got out behind that, Tretch, I think from Hoover?
Big tall Tretch?
Tretch was pushing the line. He was, he was about it. So Tretch really, I was walking back from trade one day. I guess all the units coming back to go to lunch from school. And as we was walking back, I catch the nigga out my peripheral. Nigga try to bomb on me. I'm like, whoa. He like kind of like skimped my head. He didn't lay no solid one or nothing. He just like skimped my head because I caught him from my peripheral. I ended up going back to the hole for that shit.
So at that point,
because he was taking up the slack of what I did to Joe.
Okay, so let's jump ahead, jump forward from that aspect of YA then. So okay, from YA in Paso Robles, then moving through Paso Robles and different divisions of YA and getting that YA experience. Of course, I know you got your experience of hitting penitentiary yards, state and federal. What I would like to do right now tonight is giving an exclusive to most of my subscribers and new looking on subscribers. As a matter of fact, all y'all who ever tapped in and tuned in, man, y'all make sure y'all also follow Development Power. What's it again? Development Power. Development Power, man. Follow my guy, man. Follow the homie, man. You feel me? He got some real good shit in store coming up, man. You feel me? We behind it, man. When I say we, myself and Big Uncle Spliff, man. You feel me? But he got some real heavy shit in store for y'all guys, man. So check this out. What I'm giving you tonight is something special, something specially exclusive. I want to talk about the transformation, because I used to hang out with this cat, man. I used to fuck with him in LUDERS Park, in headquarters, on the block, right on Marcus Nunn, AK China Dog, Cynthia Nunn, right at their house, on the corner where all the real bloods, you had to be a real one to only hang out on this spot, or you wasn't gonna be there. I don't give a fuck what section of LA you was from. If you wasn't validated and you wasn't real, you wasn't hanging out on PIRU, you wasn't hanging out at LUDERS Park Gym, none of that shit. Just like in the Knicks and any other good dominant spots that was real Damu spots, bro. You had to be somebody. So I used to hang out with my homie, kick with him, Doc, Lil Ace, you know what I mean? And like I said, I could just name them, man, the list goes on. But at one point, Big Ace fucked around, took a whole another level, another turn on us. Like I myself, like I was explaining earlier, I learned a lot of my game when it came down to learning what till tapping mean and how to till tap, which is jewelry robbing, going in, smashing, getting jewelry. All that shit come from the west side of the J's, the jungles. The west side niggas got money.
I remember that.
They used to get real paper, bro.
Dino.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Big Fat, AK Dino, man. Yeah. The homie, Kung Fu, real pioneers from the jungles, you know what I'm saying? Can, Rusty Can, the relative Casper, Cass, rest in peace. So it's like, dog, niggas over there blast, you know what I mean? Just the late Bop, rest in peace, man. The young homie Bop, even though he was a younger nigga under us at that generation, but Bop was involved. Fats, you know, I go on with this shit, man. So it's like niggas really got money in the jungles in my era, the second generation and the first generation. So I learned from that, and I took that game back to the project because we East Side niggas. East Side niggas was considered dirty, gullible niggas, but we was fighters, feel me, and hitters. So I had the pleasure to learn the combination of the game. So when I was hustling in the streets, it taught me the forte of how to be able to switch up my dress code from being a gang member, or if I'm going somewhere else, how to look presentable, because I'm seeing this shit from both sides.
I remember them times.
You know what I'm saying? So during the course of this time of me hanging out in Bompton, aka Compton, you know what I mean? I specifically remember Ace Boogie disappearing, man. Him and Chin, was it Chin? You and Chin?
Chin.
Yeah, you and Chin, matter of fact. And man, listen, bro. My nigga became a known, strategic, well-known strategic fucking bank robber. I wanna know, nigga, what possessed you and what gave you that, just that drive and that urge. Well, let me rephrase that, because I can't say of robbing banks, because, you know, I've been once a criminal element nigga too that did drastic shit, so it's impossible, but I want TV land to know, and I want to know as well, because that shit led you to something else deeper that we're not going to talk about right now tonight, because that's whole nother segment. But just staying on the robbery aspect of it, what led you into robbing banks? Your very first bank, how, why, and what? Was it pressure, or was it something that you and Chin talked about, or the homie talked about, or somebody else, or what?
I'm gonna do this and fast forward it. And I think around 1981, 1982.
Coming out of the YA.
Yeah, a lot of the homies was locked up.
Because that's when we used to be around here.
Like probably my whole hood was locked up, probably. Whole LUDERS. And I had a homeboy, Randy McQuillan.
Ronald McQuillan and Donald McQuillan.
He was over across the street. He was in Chino. And while he was in Chino, you know, he hooked up with a few cats over there, and they took that to the street. So I was in contact with him when I was in YTS. So he was like, "You finna come home, man." He said, "Man, come straight to me when you get out." So I got out, and that's when they had a freebase house over there. So he had me running the house, you know, by the Compton Airport on Raymond Street. So I went over there.
Let me pause you real quick. TV Land, what he mean by what he just said, I want to reiterate on that is, tell him what a freebase house is in specifics, Ace, real quick.
A freebase house, back then, this was before the crack epidemic came. A freebase house is, you know, where certain people would come and basically spend their whole check, and they would go back to the room and they called it playing, and they would freebase the cocaine that they was buying. It was in rock form. And so I ended up making them cats a lot of money in a shorter period of time.
Mm-hmm.
And so me fucking with Chin, we started going out doing shit. And we ended up catching a case in Orange County.
Which
because back then was the thing.
Counties to catch a case.
The thing then, back then was, we was crashing and bashing. You know, Fruit Time was doing it. Everybody, we was all, you know.
Yeah, it was like
sometimes
wave.
Sometimes certain homeboys would team up and go do it.
Right.
But me and him, we was tearing up Orange County. And one night, we fuck around and we go to get some cameras, because cameras was a thing beginning to be the thing then. Cameras and then the Betamax and all that. But anyway,
pause this thought 1 minute. Hey, listen, man. If you ever subscribe, push that like, share button, man. Go push that like, share button, man. Rules of engagement, man. 1 second.